Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Noble, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my LunaLight deck profile. So, with the death of LunaLight Tiger, rest in peace, a lot of people were upset and thought that LunaLights just aren't playable anymore. And that's just not true. They're definitely not broken like they were. Like, I'm a believer that loops like that shouldn't, exist in the first place. But this is still it is still a pretty powerful deck. I mean, it is really OTK heavy. You can just overwhelm your opponent so quickly. LunaLight Leo Dancer is like a phenomenal boss monster, and just being able to turbo that out is awesome. I really like this deck. But yeah, guys, without further ado, I'm not a big fan of long intros. Let's get into this. So to start off with, we are going to be playing triple LunaLight Kaleido Check. This card is your best friend in this deck. So what this card does is once per turn you can send a LunaLight monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and then the name of this face-up card on the field can be treated as the sent monsters if used as a fusion summon this turn, which is absolutely amazing. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target a polymerization in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of LunaLight Kaleido Check once per turn. If this card is banished, you can activate this effect. This turn, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated during the battle phase. So this card is doing a lot, but it's just the fact that it can be treated as like anything you send from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard. That is awesome. I'm also running triple LunaLight Black Sheep. This card is really good. You can discard this card and activate one of these effects. You add a LunaLight monster from your graveyard to your hand, except another copy of this card, or you add a polymerization from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, fusion material for a fusion summon, you can add to your hand one face-up LunaLight Pendulum monster from your extra deck, or one LunaLight monster from your graveyard, except another copy of this card. I'm also running triple LunaLight Wolf. This one really helps out a lot. Its main effect, well, I guess its normal effect, is that if a LunaLight monster you control attacks defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. I mean, who cares about that, right? But its pendulum effect is, and I know, right? I'm playing a pendulum. Oh my gosh. A little part of me died, but you cannot pendulum summon monsters except LunaLight monsters. This effect cannot be negated once per turn. You can fusion summon a LunaLight fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your field or graveyard. I'm also running triple Yellow Martin. This one's really awesome. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target a LunaLight card you control, except another copy of this card, return to the hand, and then special summon this card defense position, but then you banish it when it leaves the field. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add a LunaLight Spell and Trap card from your deck to your hand, which is really, really cool. I'm running one Emerald Bird. What Emerald Bird does is if this card is normal or special summon, you can send a LunaLight card from your hand to the graveyard and then draw a card. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one of your level 4 or lower LunaLight monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, except another copy of this card, special summon defense position, but negate its effects. You can use each of a LunaLight Emerald Bird once per turn. I'm running one Blue Cat. A Blue Cat is really cool if you're able to successfully get this off. I mean, that's game a lot of times, because if this card is special summon, you can target a LunaLight monster you control, except this card, and then its attack becomes double its original attack to the end of this turn. Which, if you're able to target Leo Dancer, man, that's game. I mean, that's 7,000 attack. Like, that's game, bro. You can only use this effect of LunaLight Blue Cat once per turn. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you special summon a LunaLight monster from your deck. So it has a really cool floating effect as well. I'm running one Purple Butterfly. What Purple Butterfly does is you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. You target a LunaLight monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack to the end of this turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a LunaLight monster from your hand, which is also really cool. And you only use this effect of LunaLight Purple Butterfly once per turn. I'm running double LunaLight Crimson Wolf. I really like this card. I see this card played at 1, and I personally don't understand that this card provides so much protection. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0 until the end of this turn. When a card effect is activated that targets a LunaLight monster or monsters you control, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and then each player gains 1,000 life points. Just being able to negate a targeting on like one of your boss monsters or something, that is really helpful. Like, I really love this card, and I do like having 2 of this, because if I use the first one, I'm like, alright, well crap, that's it, I have no more. I like having 2 of these because, you're not limited to just one of these. And then also I'm running triple Ash, just because Ash is a phenomenal hand trap and probably the most versatile one. Of course, if you would rather get rid of a Crimson Wolf and play something else, you could do that, and then also run maybe a different hand trap. You could do that as well. So that's actually it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we were running triple LunaLight Fusion, which I'm sure you know is a huge surprise, but LunaLight Fusion is just the built-in polymerization of the deck. What this one does is you fusion summon a LunaLight Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And if your opponent controls a fusion monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can also use one LunaLight monster in your deck or extra deck as fusion material. You only activate one LunaLight Fusion per turn. And I'm also running triple polymerization as well, just to kind of help turbo out our fusion monsters. And then I'm also running double fusion recycling play. Now this one is a personal preference. If you'd rather not run this, you don't have to. But this is really good in fusion heavy decks because it's a field spell, and once per turn you discard one card and add a polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it really helps with the consistency of seeing polymerization. And then also once per turn, during the end phase, you can target one monster in your graveyard that was used as fusion material for fusion summon this turn, add it back to your hand. Just really setting up for next turn as well. I really like this card, and I'm also playing 2 of it in case you're wondering, because your opponent is going to see after a turn or 2 how much this card is allowing you to gain advantage, and they're going to try and get rid of this quickly. So if they get rid of one, I might be like, crap, that's it. This is a good card. That's why I'm playing it too. I'm running triple LunaLight Perfume. This card is absolutely amazing. You target a LunaLight monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then discard one card, and then add a LunaLight monster from your deck to your hand. And this isn't even a soft once per turn as well. I'm running double Foolish Burial Goods. I probably would play 3 of this, but I can't find my 3rd one. But Foolish Burial Goods is really cool. You can send a spell and trap card from your deck to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 Foolish Burial Goods per turn. Because everything in this deck is dark, we are running triple Allure of Darkness as well. Just because, I mean, it's really self-explanatory. Everything's dark. Be careful what you banish, but you know you're getting draw power, so it's okay. And because almost everything is Beast Warrior as well, triple Fire Formation Tinky is really helpful for consistency and being able to see Kaleido Chick as quickly as you can, or any other piece you would need as well. For the traps, I'm running 1 Serenade Dance. You never want to draw your Serenade Dance, but you do want to put it in your graveyard quickly. When a fusion monster or monsters is fusion summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters and apply this effect in sequence. Special summon a LunaLight token. It's a Beast Warrior, Dart, level 4, attack 2000, defense 2000 to your opponent's field, and that target gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent controls, even if this card leaves the field. A secondary effect is the really good one, however, where during your main phase you can banish this card from your graveyard, send 1 card from your deck from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do that, special summon a LunaLight monster from your deck. So you never want to hard draw this. You do want this in the graveyard kind of as quickly as you can get it in there. And then lastly, I am playing triple Imperm because it's just an absolutely amazing card. Really helps out, really versatile. I do understand this is a very expensive card. If you do not have access to it, that is totally fine. There are substitutes for it. You can just kind of play maybe some judgments or strikes or something like that, and just kind of see maybe what you need to do a little bit differently. But if you do have this card, I do recommend you playing it. Alright, so that is it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm running triple LunaLight Leo Dancer. This card is absolutely amazing, and let me explain to you why. What Leo Dancer does is has 3,500 attack, 3,000 defense. LunaLight Panther Dancer and +2 LunaLight monsters is the requirements for this card. It must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. It cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Okay, so that's why I say if you get this thing with Blue Cat, man, like that's game. That's game. This thing gets bumped up by Blue Cat this game. Once per turn, during the end of the damage step, if this card attacked a monster, you can destroy all special summoned monsters your opponent controls. This thing cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. It can attack twice during each battle phase, and then if it attacks just because it attacked, you can literally wipe the board of all special summoned monsters your opponent controls. This card is absolutely phenomenal and can win games by itself. I'm also running triple LunaLight Panther Dancer. A lot of times you're just going to use Kaleido Chick to full barrier list from the extra deck, and then her name becomes Panther Dancer. But a lot of times I have gotten it out on the field as well. It must be a first fusion summon with Cat Dancer and LunaLight monster. I cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, the first time each monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle, it is not. Also, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, this card gains 200 attack to the end of the battle phase. I'm running double Saber Dancer. I don't use this one a ton, so if you wanted to bump this one down to 1, you could do that. I'm also running 1 Cat Dancer. I hardly ever use this one. I've only used it like twice, I think, maybe. But sometimes it's nice to have, because what this one does is it can't be destroyed by battle. Once per turn during main phase 1, you can tribute another LunaLight monster for the rest of this turn. The first time each monster your opponent controls will be destroyed by battle is not destroyed. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each, and then if this card declares an attack, you inflict 100 damage to your opponent. I'm also running a Verte Anaconda because this is a fusion-based deck, so, you know, duh. An IP Masquerena, the Nightmare Trio with Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn, and then also an Access Code Talker. If you'd rather run Avramax or something, or Boral Sword, that would be fine. I do understand Access Code Talker is like a $70 card. That's actually it for the extra deck, guys. Nothing too flashy. I don't feel like this is a very budget deck. You can make this deck for very cheap. You don't have to play Access Code like I just said. But yeah, I mean, this deck is cheap, you know, except for the imperms and the Access Code, but you don't have to have those, and you can really overwhelm your opponent quickly. Leo Dancer is just a really awesome card that can win games by himself, and it's just really satisfying to smack your opponent in the face with Leo Dancer. And then just wipe their board with special summon monsters, all because he exists. It is a lot of fun. I do recommend you picking up this deck if you haven't already done so. So, guys, if you're here and you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe. I'd absolutely love that. Hit the bell so you become part of the notification team so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. And if you're here and you haven't already done so and you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would absolutely appreciate that. It allows my videos to circulate around YouTube just a little bit more, and me being a very small YouTuber, it helps me out a ton. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'll see you in the next video.